come on in. Welcome to Different Style Whites, the, I'm just going to say it after one episode, definitive source on the greatest wrestling format ever invented, the
True.
Different Style Fight. Yes, the podcast that God and them are listening to. And Inoki, we know you're out there. Uh, if you listened to episode one, and if you didn't, you're a buster. Uh, I'm Aubie. Jom needs no introduction.
I'm
Most,
Jom.
yes, the most
Yeah.
knowledgeable, passionate white boy. Uh,
Oh,
could he could have been an early FMW. That's how
pretty,
much passion and
I could have.
I don't want to wish
Shit,
that on you.
shit, man. I
You have the
mean,
spirit.
I would have loved to be in it. I would have died. I don't think I would have made it through the first 4 months. But like, I would have. They would have put me against Karisu within like 2 months, and I would have been like,
Oh no.
I would have been a memory. Like, it
Think
would
you
have
have
been
to do
over.
the Sambo Asako thing where you just stick your head out there and hope for the best.
Oh God,
The
I
streets, the teaser.
yeah, teaser. The goat cometh.
Yes. And we are in his arena
Yes,
today, and oh man, this is the good stuff, John.
it is. I mean, honestly, I think we talked before. Or at least we've talked privately. We kind of mentioned it before. Our introductions to different style uh probably came through the form of hearsay rather than actually seeing anything. I think we both heard about the Liger versus Aoyagi match.
Yeah.
And we heard about the Inoki versus Ruska
Yes.
match, just because of like the Ali fight. But I don't know about you. I'm fairly certain my first exposure to different style fighting was the third match we'll be talking about today. Um,
I think
and
mine featured a gentleman in that one and is still a sentimental favorite, and that's another teaser for way down the line, I think. But
yes, yes.
these are up there. These are up there for the early ones. We are
It
talking
yeah.
about one of the great trilogies,
Yes.
right? We Steamboat Flair, Sting Vader, uh, Austin Hart, if you want to count the In Your House one, that's really good that nobody talks about.
Yeah.
Uh, we are talking about Atsushi Onita versus Masashi Aoyagi. And what's better than that?
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's I would go so far as to say that the only reason we are doing this podcast is because of these matches. I think even with everything else, and I think we'd fall in love with all of it. Um, but this is the kind of match, this is the kind of series of matches that just get you going with something like this. Like this is um this sets a tone for not only different style fighting, but for FMW and for pretty much the entirety of Japanese wrestling for the 90s. Um, and it's just so cool to go back and watch these for the fucking 100th time and really try to sit down and figure out why do I care so much about this. And the answer ends up being, mostly that it just fucking rocks. Like
Yeah, that was see.
it,
That's funny because that's something we talked about too before we started. Like, it's gonna be a lot of episodes of us just being like, "This shit rips." But it
shit
is.
rips ass.
If the Inoki stuff is like the prototype, then to me, this is like the proof of concept.
Yes, that's a great way to put it.
And do we want to dive right in? We can talk about, I'm assuming anyone listening to this is familiar with Onita, but we talked last week about Inoki being one of the most interesting people to do it. Onita to me is like crust Inoki. Like
Yes.
he's right there. He's just like the dirty underbelly version.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this, you assuredly know who Atsushi Onita is. You probably know at least something about Masashi Aoyagi. Maybe you know him because he was that old guy in Noah who would do the karate. Um, but you probably know at least a little more than that. I do think it's worth actually introducing these two guys a little bit though, because there is some stuff that just it just doesn't get talked about as much, especially in relation to these matches. Of course, Onita, former All Japan guy, got injured in '83, comes back in '84, is not the
Well,
same
hold on,
wrestler.
because the interesting footnote
Yes.
that is another thing that doesn't get talked about as much. In between the injury and the retirement, he breaks Bobby Heenan's neck.
Really?
Yes, he is the one who broke Bobby Heenan's neck.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like so he what slipped on water and hurt
Yes.
his leg. He did not immediately retire. He tried to keep going. Giant Baba sort of like forced him to retire in the most loving, fatherly way possible.
Yeah.
But in between that, he's the one who broke Bobby Heenan's neck. So that blew my mind when I was digging into this.
Holy fuck. I had like, yeah, I had no clue about that.
Yeah,
That's insane.
and I
That's
think
that's actually insane.
yeah, and I think the stuff that happens pre-retirement is also important to talk about too. The time in the Dominican Republic,
Yes.
um, where he classic Onita, right? He's a young boy, but they want him to lose two straight falls in a 2 out of 3 falls match, and he refuses and just gets his ass whipped.
Mm,
And he has to go recuperate in Amarillo.
yeah.
Uh,
Yes. Which is very important for the Onita development.
yes, and then he goes to Puerto Rico,
Yes.
where he sees the barbed wire, which is not something we're going to talk heavy probably on this show, but obviously is important for Onita. He goes to Memphis and does the second concession stand brawl with Fucci against Eddie Gilbert and Ricky Morton.
The goddamn Tupelo concession stand brawl, which makes me so pissed off because I'm within so clear driving distance of Tupelo, and you would never see shit like that ever happen again.
No, it's unreal. The first two of those are absolutely some of the sickest shit ever.
Yeah.
Uh, but he gets that's where he learns heat, baby, and brawling and all that stuff. And then he comes back and he's like what? He's like the All Japan's answer to Tiger Mask, essentially.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
they push him really hard as a top junior, putting him against like Chavo Guerrero and everyone else, like all the big name juniors they can get to come in to put Onita over. And it is like the closest Baba ever got to caring about a junior is Onita. And that's because he was like, this is my son, he wanted to adopt Onita. And that's not even like an exaggeration. That's just for shoot. He wanted to
yeah, that's
adopt
another
Onita.
beautiful part of this story, right? Like Onita is he's either the first or the second student in the All Japan Dojo. Maybe it's him and Fucci at the same time, but he's his father dies and he drops out of school to enter the All Japan Dojo. And I'm getting all this information from Bahu, by the way. Shout out Bahu.
Yes, yes.
On-
Bahu, incredibly vital source for all this FMW stuff. Again, if you're listening to this, you probably have heard of who Bahu is. But like, a lot of this is coming from him.
yeah, he, as you said, he retires and
Yes.
he's out of the game and he's engaging in maybe some extra legal activities.
Yes, he kind of becomes a bit of a celebrity, like a very small scale celebrity. He gets involved in some instance in showbiz stuff. He kind of gets into it relying on his All Japan credit, and he, has some moments involving like just TV stuff, and he gets involved in some nightclub stuff, which doesn't really he doesn't he is in hindsight important for Onita's development, maybe as a charismatic guy, not good for his bank account at all. Um, but no, he gets into a bit of debt. Is working as a construction worker. And then he actually gets back into the wrestling business after a few years just entirely away from it, as a coach in JWP. Um, and he's co-coach with Gran Hamada, and that's actually his way of getting back in the ring.
Well, that kind of explains why that early JWP stuff is so awesome.
Yeah, dude, like what a fucking coaching team right there. Um, but that, of course, does not really as many things at this point in time. It just does not end well because there is an angle that JWP does where there's beef between the coaches, and that actually leads to Onita's return match on a JWP show where Gran Hamada wrestles Atsushi Onita. That's December 3rd, 1988.
Is that
Uh,
on tape anywhere?
no, as
Okay.
far as I know, it's not. I have tried my fucking damnedest to search
Man,
it down, though. I promise you.
you know that's
Um,
incredible.
well, we are two of the only people that think that because it gets booed out the fucking building. Um, JWP is like the fans are straight up offended at the idea because it's very clearly a play to like start integrating men's matches onto the shows. And JWP fans are pissed. The wrestlers are pissed, and they kind of, from my understanding, they threatened to leave because of that match.
That makes sense,
So
but it's like a lot of this old stuff. It's like hindsight. Like, yeah, it might have
yeah.
killed the business, but I still want to see it.
Yeah, like it sounds awesome, but I get why like everyone hated it. Um, that leads to Onita and Hamada both having to leave the company because of just the backlash is so hard. Uh, and but now Onita's back in the ring, and now he's clearly shown he's able to keep wrestling. So he starts moving around the scene. He gets in with Pioneer Senshi. Ryuma goes fed. Has a match with Ryuma Go, which is awesome.
And
Uh,
the first independent promotion in Japan, right? That we
yes,
were aware of.
it's the main event of the first promotion that I personally would call independent. It is an iffy definition. There are certain companies you can say predated that were independent.
Would you
I know
consider IWE? Yeah.
that I was just about to say IWE is a very strong contender. Personally, though, I think Pioneer is probably the first independent, at least in my eyes. I think
I mean,
that
they had
what it was
TV,
trying to do.
right?
Yeah, IWE had like a primetime slot until they kept running too many cage matches and then they lost that.
That's so
Um,
real.
and the other companies just they weren't structured in the way of an independent. They were kind of, it's weird. It's so fucking weird. There's like, but the spirit of it, and Ichiro Yaguchi made an amazing post about what makes an indie an indie.
I'm doing the Leo
Uh,
point.
yeah. uh, and I think Pioneer, according to his definition of an indie, kind of challenging, kind of bucking the norms, and kind of trying to be like indie rock, trying to create, or like indie music in general, trying to create a groundswell rather than relying on large sponsorship and corporations.
The
Um,
best.
uh, Yaguchi actually said FMW is the first independent. I think Pioneer. So I think Pioneer fits the bill too. But regardless, Onita main events the first ever independent wrestling show with Ryuma Go. Uh, and it's around the same time that Atsushi Onita goes to a UWF show and goes to talk to someone at the front desk and say, "I'm Atsushi Onita. I would like to challenge UWF." The front desk lady does not recognize Onita and promptly tells him to leave, which he is forced to do.
So
So,
there's mythology around this too, and it's always
yes,
hard to separate. We did Anoki in the first episode. It's always hard to separate, but I have read in different places, not just from Bahu, although I'm pretty sure this is on his stuff too, that so there's like a whole anti UWF faction that's like super promotional. It's like beyond promotions. Do you know what I'm? Have you heard this stuff?
I think I've heard it. I cannot remember anything about it, but anti UWF faction just sounds like something that I've
It's all
heard.
these guys who have a beef. It's like
Yeah.
it's Onita and who's the guy that got fired? Was it Seiki Sakaguchi that got fired with the Noki?
Oh, fuck! It might have been.
So there's all these. Regardless, there's like an anti UWF faction, and Onita falls in with them, and so they send him to the UWF show, and they give him enough money for the bus ticket, but not enough for the show ticket. And the insinuation is that like that's intentional. Like maybe he's not aware of that that intentional thing, but like they know very well what's gonna happen. And I just love that so much. It's just works
Yeah.
on works.
Yeah.
It's Hogan esque.
incredibly Hogan-esque. Um, but yeah, no, he gets turned away. Atsushi Onita starts to wage a campaign in the press. He is assisted by two very important people within wrestling press at this point, Miki Ibaraki and Wally Yamaguchi. They kind of help him
Choppy
with
choppy your
pushing
pee
his.
Wally
Yes,
Yamaguchi.
yes, it is the
Yeah.
choppy choppy or PP Yamaguchi. Which
These are the weekly gong guys.
yes, it never really gets talked about with Yamaguchi, but he was such a like big deal in terms of like we talk about like a shadow influence in discourse sometimes. People are like, oh, the phrase gets thrown around like tastemakers or something like that, like the people that like influence shit. While Yamaguchi was actually doing that, he was like running the magazines and like curating shit in a way to like convince fans to like his wrestling, the wrestling
If
that he fucked with.
if Dick Togo fucks
Um,
with you, I fuck with you.
yeah. But they are riding with Onita at this point, and they are kind of starting to get something together of what are we gonna do with this fucking Onita guy who is a charisma monster and is just doing all of this crazy shit, like threatening the UWF. Uh, and it is around this time that he is contacted by Hisashi Shinma, who was originally one of the office guys and a booking figure within New Japan.
Okay, so that's what
Left,
I'm thinking of. Not Saiki Sakaguchi, but Hisashi
yes,
Shinma.
yes,
Yes.
Shinma. Also deeply involved in the first UWF. I don't believe he has any involvement in the second UWF, just
Yeah, I
from
think that's
memory.
because he got fired and he was like, "Fuck the UWF. Let's form the anti UWF union."
Yes, and that was partially because he was a Sayama guy. I think he was kind of he had kind of tied himself in with Sayama, and of course, with the way UWF died, that kind of led to the second UWF weren't really gonna fuck with him. Um, but Shinma contacts Onita and says, "Hey, I'm working with this organization called WKA, and I have this idea. Now, let's
God
move over
bless.
to the other guy, Masashi
Let's
Aoyagi, who is
let's.
a karate fighter from Nagoya, Aichi Prefecture. He was he wanted, like many of these guys, he wanted to be a wrestler when he was growing up. Was too short, so he kind of abandoned that dream pretty quickly. Uh, he drops out of high school, uh, and while he's working a job, he starts learning karate. At 22 years old, he goes to compete in the All Japan Karate Open tournament. He is not affiliated with any major school. This tournament is dominated by Kyokushin fighters, except for Masashi Aoyagi, who makes it into the top 16 at 22 years old. Uh, that pretty quickly attracts a ton of attention. And that actually attracts the attention of Iki Kajiwara, who we talked about in the last episode as the
Yes.
the mangaka
Jim
and
Jones.
the general rabble rouser. Um, Kajiwara has this manga called Square Jungle, which is like this weird hybrid fiction nonfiction martial arts manga where it's like there's like fictional characters, but they keep bringing in like non-fictional ones. And Masashi Aoyagi gets name dropped in the manga, and they identify him as this like dangerous man from Aichi Prefecture, this like shadow, powerful karateka. And that
Perfect.
gets Aoyagi so much like good publicity that he's able to start his own school, Seishin Kaikon, which ends up kind of in this small scale, not like an outward like war, but just kind of battle for supremacy with like Kyokushin and Seido Kaikon and all of the other like predominant schools of karate.
And a tie-in to Anoki, like it's crazy, in a tangential way, but like we've again in the idea of this podcast, we've talked about how it's not just that different style fights are sick, like the stories behind these things and all the interconnectedness and all that stuff is like so cool.
It's so interesting. Just all the shit. To get to a different style fight, shit has to build. Like things have to happen, and a lot of these early ones, especially, there's such a weird series of events that leads to these things happening. Um, but Masashi Aoyagi, solid name. He gets approached by Hisao Maki, who is the brother of the recently deceased Iki Kajiwara at this point. He gets approached. They say, "Hey, we have an idea. We're gonna do this, different style fight on the upcoming WKA show, which is an Kajiwara memorial show. And we want you to be in that fight." And Aoyagi, of course, wanted to be a wrestler, wanted to do all that. He's like, "Okay, I'm game." And they say, "Okay, your opponent will be Yoshiaki Fujiwara."
Uh-oh.
That is the original plan for this match, is that it will be Yoshiaki Fujiwara, because
Wow.
WKA has an agreement with New Japan, and Yoshiaki Fujiwara is in New Japan at the time. Now, the
Yes.
months start going by, and things start happening. The show is not for a while, and certain events take place. Specifically, Fujiwara leaves New Japan. He goes to the new UWF,
And that's an
which,
interesting story too, because he's like kind of allowed to leave.
yeah, no, I think because it was like Inoki just. I don't. It seems like everybody liked Fujiwara, and Fujiwara was like, "I kind of want to go," and Inoki was just like, "Yeah, it's fine."
Yeah.
Like it's, but he leaves. Of course, that completely fucks up the WKA thing, because again, the guy kind of setting this up as Shinma. He has beef with UWF. UWF and New Japan are not really getting along. They're not like aggressive, but there's not really any intention of working together.
So this is
Um,
like a super butterfly effect thing.
yes. Uh, so Fujiwara is no longer able to be Aoyagi's opponent, and Shinma is like, "Hey, there's this Atsushi Onita guy who's challenging UWF. Let's see about him." So yeah, no, we weren't even supposed to get this match. This was meant to be Masashi Aoyagi versus Fujiwara, Karateka versus New Japan Fighter, and just because of the tumultuous state of wrestling at the time and the movements and everything, it just couldn't happen. And it just so happened that there was Atsushi Onita, the rabble rouser he is, trying to beef with martial artists,
It's
and
cosmic.
here we go. We get this match. Um,
And
and
I
wow.
Oyagi, we're gonna talk about him a lot.
Yes, this is the first episode we're talking about with Aoyagi. It will not be the last. We will talk about him probably the most out of anyone. Like maybe Onita more. No. Actually, no. I think we're going to talk about Aoyagi more than
Yeah,
anyone else in this
he
podcast.
is. I call these guys. So I'll say this a lot probably because it tickles me. Karate fuckers. And Oyagi is like the karate fucker numero uno.
Yes.
And he pops up, he will pop up time and time again, uh, often as like the invader, which is another one of the coolest wrestling tropes
Yeah.
next to different style fights. But we'll see him a lot as like the invading figure and like the terrifying karate fucker. But here he's not the invader. He's defending his home turf.
He is. He is. Um, and I have two more notes about this match that are just one's a little tidbit that I found, and I was like, wow, I didn't think I'd ever find this just written verbatim. Um, and then the other one is actually very interesting, and you even almost alluded to it earlier. But the first one is that when Onita makes his entrance for this match, which I will say, when he makes his entrance, he comes out to Great Balls of Fire,
Oh,
which
which
is
is perfect in so many ways because he
it's
has
so
great balls of fire, and these three matches are great balls of fire
yes,
across the sky.
yes. Um, but he also comes out with a group of rookie wrestlers who flank him, And originally, I'd thought that they were Pioneer Senshi rookies. That's not true. I found out later on they're actually rookies affiliated with the Takeshi Pro Wrestling Gundam, aka Beat Takeshi's Wrestling School. Um, the people flanking him, three of them, there are four in total, but three of them are Takeshi Pro Wrestling Gundam trainees.
And in
Uh,
keeping with the theme of this show, go read Beat Takeshi's Wikipedia.
yes, dude, absolutely. You need to read about
These
everything.
guys are just so fascinating.
Every person that's involved in organizing these things is like the most insane guy ever. But we got Shoji Akayoshi, Jado, Keiji Takayama, Gato, and Hiroshi Wakita, Super Delphin. Those three, of course, go on to more famous things. But they originally started as Takeshi Pro Wrestling Gundam trainees, and here they are. You can actually recognize Delphin out of the whole crew because basically everyone has short hair besides Delphin, who has the most luscious locks of like a mullet that you have ever seen.
Another very
Um,
interesting individual that we will surely talk about more.
yes. Oh my God, we will. Yeah. But there is one other guy with them, and I had always thought it was just another Takeshi Pro Wrestling Gundam trainee. Because there are others that continued wrestling that we don't know because that's kind of it's a for some people it's seen as Takeshi Pro Wrestling Gundam wasn't seen as a respectable school. So there's some wrestlers in the business who started there and just will never tell you. Um, or it could have just been a trainee that didn't do anything. But I found a write up that actually identifies the four guys, and it went through those three, and then it went to the last one. So the last guy is actually a wrestler who flew himself to the UK, uh, learned wrestling there from Mark Rocco, Rollerball Rocco. He learned how to wrestle from him, from my understanding. Spent some time wrestling there, flew back to Japan. At some point, he had gotten involved with Onita, and this was him flanking Onita for this. He would actually work FMW in 1990. This is a young rookie named Jun Ochi. Uh, some of the people listening recognize Jun Ochi. They have probably seen his matches before, or have at least seen him. Aubie, you have seen him. You probably have not seen him as Jun Ochi though, because he took on a gimmick about a few years later. This is Ultraman Robin.
Holy
Like
shit.
the fucking the fucking Ultraman dude. Yeah, he was in with Onita and he was this was
These
his
fucking things are in the DNA.
he was this was his first appearance in the Japanese wrestling business after spending time in the UK. Like and it has no play in the actual match itself. He like gets involved in like the two things we'll be talking about later, but it's like light involvement. It's just so fascinating that like all of these important figures in the business are here, like because like future legends, and it just so happens that Ultraman Robin is also here. The other note, and this is from a single source. I tried to find another source for it. I couldn't. I don't know if this is even true. Apparently, Onita talked about the match later on, and they were just conversing about his mindset going in. And Onita's mindset, and again, single source for the quote. I don't fucking know if this is real. Onita said that coming into the match, seeing the crowd and seeing the environment, he could only think of uh, Puerto Rico and Tennessee. That was his entire mindset coming into the match was Puerto Rico and Tennessee.
Big dub.
Yeah, which explains everything actually.
Yeah. I was confused about this because of some misinformation, but this is this match occurs like on a shoot karate show.
Yes, okay. I guess we never even talked about it. WKA is a karate organization. They put on karate fights. Uh, they have wrestling matches that appear on them. Uh, New Japan again had an affiliation with them. They would send their guys over. This show had like two or three matches on it that were wrestling matches. But the majority of it was karate, just straight up karate. Um, and the fans in the building are karate fans who are bemused by the New Japan matches, but are very adamantly
They have no
karate
idea.
fans. They have no clue what's going on here, and you can tell.
So, two of the coolest wrestlers ever are really birthed out of this because Onita's been around for a long time, but like you can see it in the performance. He's in 50 Cent mode. He's going to get rich or die trying here.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he is like reborn in fire. And it's fascinating. This is July. It's July the 2nd, 1989. I believe you can watch the balcony cam of this on YouTube.
You can, yes.
But otherwise, it's not there, but it's around. You can find it. Just an unbelievable performance and fearless performance here. And then, of course, Aoyagi, we'll talk about it just over the course of these three matches, how quickly he gets it. And I had not heard that he wanted to be a pro wrestler, but that makes a lot of sense because he is. I joked and called Willem Ruska a prodigy last week, but Aoyagi is like a legit prodigy.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a guy that walks into the ring, and I wouldn't even say he walks into it and just understands wrestling because he does, but I feel like that kind of almost implies that he walks into it and knows how to wrestle, which he doesn't. But he understands his role so well. He understands just the way wrestling is meant to move, like what the ebbs and flows of it are meant to be, and the way this
That's
match
it.
goes.
His timing is impeccable. And I don't mean like his timing on high spots. His timing on like when to die and when to come back is like it's just unreal to watch. And you like from
Yeah,
the first to the third match, it's crazy to watch. Like how quickly he just becomes like an unbelievable professional wrestler.
yeah. No, he's and I mean, like, it also helps that he is doing karate and he is such an incredible karate fighter because the fucking Masashi Aoyagi combos are like it's like a fucking fighting video game when the like Street Fighter Turbo, like when you start getting a fucking super combo off, like he just is unrelenting in the way he just throws like fists and kicks and elbows and like
I the word that I wrote over and
chops.
over was flurry.
Yes,
It's a flurry.
absolutely. He's a flurry master.
And so I don't know, this there might be pieces of this from the compilation tape that they put out of other stuff on here, but like is the presentation pro wrestling style or is it, I mean, are they coming out to music because his music to me it's like 12 notes of Calliope music, like it's like
Yeah.
Barnum and Bailey music, and then Anita comes out to Great Balls of Fire. Is this, you may or may not know, but is this
Uh
different from the rest of what was on the card? I mean, this is a big building and a big show.
yeah, so I think by 89 uh theme songs are starting to become a thing across the world of just wrestling and martial arts. I think people are starting to come out to music. Um I don't know for sure because I don't even know if the tape has any other entrances
Yeah.
besides the one for that match. Um just off the top of my head, I know in the early 90s from some of the tapes I've seen, guys did come out to stuff. So maybe they're still doing it, but they might have only did that for this match because there's a wrestler involved. But again, that's just me spitballing. I don't even know. But
But that's all window dressing. I mean, his music plays, but you can almost not even notice it. Like he is so locked in and intense here.
dude, he is
And
the
that's another
picture of
thing.
intensity.
Yeah, that's another thing I love about these different style fights is like you have the weight of your discipline on your back.
Yes.
and he shows it in his face before Onita ever comes out.
Yeah, there is something with Aoyagi where he is just he's so concentrated on the situation at hand. Um I mean, because I'm sure he's very aware of where he is and what he has to do. Because Atsushi Onita is a disrespectful pro wrestling fuck from that fake,
Another
fake
word I
pro
wrote a lot.
wrestling. Like,
Disrespectful.
just he like Onita like cheats within like 30 seconds. He's like already being a piece of shit, like going when the ref's trying to break stuff up.
It's wild. So
Like,
he comes out in like the baby blue tights, and he's got like the it's almost like a 70s all Japan haircut. You
yes,
know, I haven't. The only match I've seen of him from All Japan is the Chavo match. But like he enters one thing and he exits something different.
he's got like a Von Erich haircut
Yeah,
almost.
like he looks so innocent, but he also looks deadly serious. Also, and as my wife noted, and I agreed, uh, a handsome man.
Yes, dashing. I would go so far as to say
Yes.
he's a looker, which honestly probably pisses off the karate fans even more because
Yes.
he's hot and like,
Yeah.
how dare this like pretty boy come in and talk shit about karate? If he was ugly, it'd be one thing, but like he's like kind of like just incredibly handsome. So like, how fucking dare he?
But he's so locked in, and it's we get a very long graphic of the very many rules, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
purely in Japanese. I have no idea what they are, but it doesn't matter. You could show this to literally anyone, and they would understand exactly what's happening here.
Yeah, I think I told you I've seen this match like at least 20 times, and this was like the 21st watch. In all of those times watching, I have never sat down and translated the rules. Because I just don't feel like I need to. The bare minimum important thing about this match is that clearly Masashi Aoyagi knows and follows the rules, and Atsushi Onita knows and doesn't follow them.
Yes. And it follows, we talked about the Ruska fight as sort of a prototype. It follows that from the jump. Um, with Onita is immediately smoked with a kick to
Dude,
the ear.
immediately.
And then round one is sort of a feeling out. But unlike the stuff we talked about last week, and you talked about it earlier, like there's not one fucking clean break in this whole series. And he is healing it up immediately. And like those things always work. But in this context, in front of a bunch of karate fans, the little healing shit that he is doing, not doing a clean break, hitting him over the referee, is like the heat here is unreal. And I think the general consensus, and I may be wrong on this, this is just based on like browsing the internet previously, not even before the show, is that the second match, the middle match, is the great one. To me, this is the one, and the heat is unreal.
Yeah. I and it warms my heart to see you say that, Avi. To hear you say that, because I have been pushing this point for like 2 years now, that the second match is like beloved, and we will talk about it, and I will very happily agree that it deserves it.
Yeah, we'll fed it.
Um, but just there's this match to me has always been like not only the one in the series, but also just the one in all of different style fighting, in like maybe even all of wrestling. Uh, just this is an environment that no other match has ever been able to capture in Japan since like the 50s probably. Anywhere else since whenever kayfabe died in that relative location. This is a room full of people that believe it. And this is a ring with two people that know how to take advantage of that to the best of their ability. Uh, to the point that it gets like dangerous. Like it goes beyond the realm of just, oh, this is dangerous because these are wrestlers beating each other up and they're like hitting each other hard, which they do. Aoyagi doesn't pull a punch. Onita doesn't pull a punch. They're hitting each other hard, but it reaches a different level of danger where these wrestlers are potentially jeopardizing their lives
Yeah,
because
Onita is
everyone
leaning into it so hard, man. Like you get the sense, like if you have the context, you know,
yes.
but you don't have to have that to watch it and see like this is life or death for him. This is it, man. Again. He's going to get rich or die trying right here.
Yes, I think there's a point in the second round that kind of makes it clear just how dangerous this is for Onita when he I think he kicks Aoyagi out of the ring and Aoyagi's on the outside and he's like jaw jacking and these two guys just jump up onto the apron. One of them with one of the most tragic cases of male pattern baldness I've ever seen.
One of the
Um,
funniest looking guys of all time. I
he
want a
looks
whole we somebody out we don't have time because we have too much crazy shit to talk about. But somebody out there needs to do a deep dive just on this guy.
he looks 12, but he has the haircut of like 68.
And he's dressed
Um,
like Sandy Barr in Portland wrestling.
yeah, but like he and another guy who I think is Masaki Satake, who is like a pretty big deal karate guy. They jump onto the apron and they are staring like daggers at Onita. And I think that like the first time I watched the matches, that was the moment where I realized, holy shit, they don't know it's fake.
Yeah.
They
And he
don't know what's going on is fake, and Onita is like trying to get them to like rush the ring.
it's nuts. And the again, I haven't watched a ton of Junior Onita, but it's sparked here by something that's going to become like one of my favorite moves ever. Onita bum rush lariat.
Dude.
Second only to the Onita DDT in terms of like the reaction that he gets every single time. But
Yeah.
he hits him with this like rebound lariat that is going to become a staple of Onita in different style fights and everywhere else. And the kicking out of the ring is like a very common thing that happens in this series. And it like the people getting pissed and the fucking crazy looking guy and Onita playing it up is like so money, but it's also right here like what 6 minutes into Oyagi's career where you see how much of a natural bumper and seller he is.
Yes, dude.
Oh,
He goes like ass over head with the bump. He like does a full like rollback on his neck from the lariat. It's like and again, that's just him bumping however he thinks he should bump because he has no training
yeah.
and this is his first match ever. And he does
And
that.
I don't know like about karate as a discipline, and we'll talk about this later too with some of the mat stuff. But like there are martial arts like judo or jujitsu where you like learn to fall, but
Yeah.
I don't think karate is one of those. There's not a lot of like tumbling happening in karate, but oh my god, he does a crazy sell, crazy bump. Everything is amped up. It's just an escalate. It's like just it's already crazy when this match starts, and it just gets hotter and hotter and hotter.
Yeah. And this is about around the time when the shit actually hits the fan because everything else so far had just been, you know, turning the heat up. This is when the heat actually goes over and we get the fire
Yeah, and
because
another
Onita.
piece of like the where we talked about the Inoki stuff as a prototype. The first round is very much like a feeling out process, but that's the last feeling out we're gonna get for
Yes.
any of these matches at all.
And speaking of prototypes, I could not help but see this and think, wow, this is just the evolved version of the Willie Williams match. Because
Yes.
just like that match, in the Willie Williams match, Inoki and Williams go to the outside. They fight out there. Match gets thrown out, or a double count out in that case. And there's a lot of chaos in the ring where people are, arguing, and there's a little bit of shoving, and there's a period of trying to figure it out. This is the evolved form of that because they go to the outside. Atsushi Onita gets a chair, and Onita getting this chair, the reaction that people have is more akin to if he got a gun, because he hits Aoyagi, and the second he hits Aoyagi with the chair, you see like five different guys from the karate side like fly into screen and start punching him
Onita
like in the
takes a punch to the
dude
jaw
punch directly to the
instantly,
jaw, like immediately. The second he hits him with the chair, he's punched in the jaw.
and it's
All the
preceded by the way, another nut ass Oyagi bump where he like gets back body dropped to the floor.
Yes, oh my god, that's the way they set up getting to the floor. Onita just back body drops him over the ropes. Like, but fucking they fly in. All of the wrestlers that came with Onita, the rookies, they fly in now, and now they're fighting the karate guys. And this is like a shoot brawl on the outside and in the ring, and everybody's like panicking. He's like I wouldn't even say it's on the verge of riot, because if there are like seven people on both sides fighting each other, that is just a
Yeah,
riot at this
I
point.
was gonna.
It's a
What I
riot.
put was as close to a riot as you can possibly get.
Yeah. And yeah, no, there's a solid, like, I mean, we get it like clipped, but I have to imagine it's like 10 or 15 minutes of just everyone involved going like, okay, what the fuck do we do now? Because the match is thrown out because of the chair shot. There's like everybody wants to fight each other. The rookies are beat up. The karate guys, I don't know what state they're in. I can't imagine they're doing great. Um,
They're apoplectic,
they they are,
whatever else is going on.
and they also want to keep fighting. They're being held back. um, but it seems like there's an agreement. I think Hisao Maki, the Kajiwara brothers, part of the people delivering the news. Um, but there's an arrangement, just like the Willie Williams fight, to just go back into the
Yeah,
match like that was the end of the round.
and they resume the round. So
Yes.
who is the guy that comes in late, like right before the round restarts, and he sort of like tussles Onita's hair? He looks like a cartoon villain. He's got like these big
Okay.
aviators on.
I don't know, and I spent so long trying to figure out who it is, because he looks like, I mean, if there's ever been a Yakuza to ever Yakuza,
Yeah,
like
dude.
he's in the Onita corner too, which is like, what's
Yeah.
going
And
on?
he's very calm amidst all of this. He's laughing.
He's having fun.
He's been in some riots.
Yeah. But yeah, we get a match, we get a restart. We go in. Onita walks across the ring, immediately headbutts Aoyagi as hard as he
Dude.
can,
So
and shit gets bad.
yeah, I have also watched this match like a shitload of times because to me this is perfect. We talked about it on File Under Fire, another podcast that I do. Shout out
A
Dom and
great
Brady.
podcast.
Uh, and I mentioned this when we were talking about this episode that Brady. I sent this in for an episode about hate. The theme was hate. And I've talked to you about it. I was like, is this possible to do for hate? Because it's like the setup of it is not that way, but the way it plays out is. But he sent me a DM like maybe 10 minutes into this match, and he said, oh, Aubie, what the fuck is this evil match that you sent me? So I've seen it a lot of times, but he rushes in and he does this eye rake, and I'm wondering if he blades him there. Because then he does this I mean, and it's very possible that he doesn't, because these are some of the most vicious headbutts you will ever see anywhere.
Yeah.
And this coming from a Fugo Fugo you made you
Yeah.
connoisseur here.
I was
Okay?
gonna say, you've been watching like 10 hours of Fugo for the last 3 days. Like,
yeah, like
and I agree with you.
they're
Like,
so vicious. And also, I noticed on the very last watch through that his right hand remains in a fist the whole time. But I'm wondering if when he does that eye rake, he blades him. But it's irregardless. I hate that word. Why did I say that?
Yeah.
Regardless, I'm slapping myself on the wrist. Don't say irregardless. Regardless, right? He does this eye rake and then he headbutts him, in, as Mike Tyson would say, into Bolivian.
Yeah, no, yeah. And I think it is. I also think because he gets the eye rake and he like headbutts him, and then they go on the ground, and there's this period of Onita just like choking him. I think that was him further blading him like
Yeah.
repeatedly, probably just like coast to coasting 10 times.
And if it
Um,
is, it's like a, I mentioned this earlier. Hey, it's full circle. It's like a Bret Hart blading Austin situation
dude.
where he starts bleeding like a stuck pig.
Yeah, no, there's like an immediate pool of blood. Then Onita drags him over and continues to headbutt him. And there's this incredible shot where the
Oh
camera's
my
like
God.
zoomed out and you can see Aoyagi laying there as Onita just like has him by the gi. And you can see the line of blood coming down as it's pouring out. And you're like, oh my God, that's the most disgusting thing ever. The cameraman apparently decides that's not disgusting enough. So he zooms in as tight as he can, and you get like a crystal clear shot of of Masashi Aoyagi's life draining out of his fucking head into a puddle, and
And
it is the
it's that
grossest thing.
dark, thick blood.
Yeah, it is. It is like maybe some of the. It might be the grossest blood I've seen in wrestling, besides like maybe Great Kabuki shooting a fountain out of his head, or the Mad Dog Vachon Crusher one,
Yeah,
where
what
he's
it
like,
reminded me of was the Killer Khan Terry Gordy match
yes,
from World
yes,
Class, where it's just pooling under his head.
yeah, dude, and Aoyagi is so good because he at one point he like stands up to fight back against Onita, and as he's standing up, he just collapses like forward onto one knee, and he's just like looking around confused because all of the blood is draining out of his
Yeah,
head.
and it's like what we talked about last week. Like, it's fake, but it's less fake.
Yes, it is. I mean it.
And
I mean,
his
I would.
gi ends up covered in blood. Oh my god.
I wouldn't even be shocked if that part was fake. I bet Aoyagi got bladed for the first time ever, and he was like, "What the fuck,
Yeah,
dude?
that's what
What
I
is
mean. It's
happening?"
less fake.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
is bleeding out.
He's like, actually, but fucking, it's not even like Aoyagi fights back either. He really just gets headbutted over and over. Onita has him in this grip where he just keeps headbutting him. The referee is trying to split him up because Aoyagi is dying, and Onita just says "fuck it" and just punches the ref. And that is seemingly the go ahead for every single person around the ring who fought before to say, "Oh, all right, here we go again."
Riot Part 2.
all they
Yeah.
all
Well,
jump in the
because
ring.
he hits the ref and then he throws him out
he
like a sack of shit.
throws him out and he yells at the karate guys as he does it.
Oh my god.
Dude,
And
okay.
so first match for Masashi Oyagi, he has already mastered timing.
Yes.
There's a moment in the first round, the first time they get in the corner, he throws some like very patty cake elbows, and that's it for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
Everything after that is like he's a killer. So for the rest of this match, he's a killer. So he's a fucking, his timing is incredible, his offense is incredible, his selling is incredible. He's bumped to the floor, and now in his first match ever, he is bleeding like mass transit style.
Yeah, it is. I mean, imagine starting your career with like a top five blade job ever. Like that's unreal. And this is Masashi Aoyagi doing that. Um, this big brawl leads to an incredible shot of Super Delphin, beautiful hair, getting punched in the fucking face by Masashi Satake, I believe. And you can see young Mitsuhiro Matsunaga, one of the karate guys, Aoyagi trainee, just standing there, like trying to split him up. Because I guess the way Matsunaga acts in the match, I honestly think he did know it was fake, and he was like just trying to stop them from killing each other. Because
Do you think that he saw like he had like the full, like his brain went to like atomic theory mode where he he just went to like the fucking beautiful mind like equations,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he's like, oh, I can do this. Because
Yeah, well,
we'll talk about him too, probably.
we will,
I
we
know we
will.
will.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean, Matsunaga, another guy. I think part of it's probably that Matsunaga is another guy who wanted to be a wrestler before he became a karate fighter. Um, the story, of course, is that he saw Inoki versus I think it was Tigerjeet Singh, the nail death match,
Oh,
where neither guy bumps on the nails,
another
and
formative thing for Onita
yes,
when they're
deeply formative.
scrambling for how to do a
Yeah.
third show.
Um, but he sees that as a young one and goes, "Wow, if I was in that match, I would have fallen on the nails because people want to see that." And that basically establishes his entire ethos as a wrestler when he actually like becomes that and does the deathmatch shit. But maybe just the fact that that was his mindset as a young one in this match, he just kind of sees through the smoke and mirrors and is like, "Oh, this has worked." And I'm the only one that knows it, and everyone is trying to kill each other, and
Yeah.
I need to not let a murder happen.
Oh man, what can you say about this? I don't know, man. I think this is on the very short list of the greatest matches of all time. And as you said off top, like this is probably the inspiration for what we are doing right now.
Yeah. Uh I mean, every time I see this match, I part of me wants to even go like, yeah, this is like the greatest match ever. And I don't think I would go that far, but there are very few matches in this world that I see them, and that's my like gut reaction is that there was nothing ever better than this.
Yeah.
And it only takes thinking later when I'm like cooler headed after watching to like be rational. Because but it's just it's you I don't know how anyone could watch this and not walk away thinking that they had seen one of the greatest things ever.
And
Like it's so good.
it's so exciting because it's like they pulled it off. Onita did it.
Yeah.
You know, like and like it's funny because I talked last week about, Inoki and I use the word pathetic jokingly, but like Onita has that reputation to some degree,
Yes.
but to me, he's like a guy who made this happen through sheer force of will. Like
Yeah.
this is because of Onita's fucking great balls of fire.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
And
100%.
and again, these were not always in vogue, but a massive financial success and a springboard into the next two and
Mhm.
frontier martial arts wrestling.
Yes. And I think it is interesting you bring up the thing with the Inoki pathetic thing, because I think Onita historically was always seen as the pathetic one. Um, and I to a certain extent I kind of agree, because I think that's kind of part of what he is meant to be.
Well, that's why he's so easy to root for. Even
Yes,
here, when he's being a total shit.
yeah. I I I think this was my good friend, my good friend HHC, who is actually deeply
Goat.
vital for this podcast because he was there are things we will be talking about later that I only understand them as well as I do because of him. But I was talking Onita with him a long while ago, and I think he was the one that said something along the lines of, uh, "What makes Onita's different style stuff so interesting is because he's trying to do the same thing that Inoki did, but Inoki is like a wrestling god,
Yeah,
and
he's not carved out of
Onita is a
marble.
Onita is a man, and it's you're seeing a human being attempt to do the things that this god was trying to do, and there's something really special about that.
And it's so compelling.
Yeah. Uh, but
And
yeah,
the public thought so as well, and these guys capitalized on it
yes,
immediately.
immediately because not too long after this match, I believe like a month or so, Onita holds a press conference with Wally Yamaguchi and Miki Ibaraki, who I mentioned before. They were also very important when it came to getting the WKA match happening. Um, they are there with Onita, and they announce FMW. Onita starts the company with, I believe the number that he gave is 50,000 yen. That was just all he had in his bank account, which is like less than $500 today. I think about $500 at the time. It is nothing. Uh,
Relatable.
yes, dude, like broke Onita is like, I am, we are going to do this. Um, so he starts FMW, and this next match we're talking about is from the first ever FMW show. Launch battle day one. The launch battle tagline,
Launch
of course,
battle.
was "The Grudge." Um,
And that is something that is like such a hallmark of Onita and FMW that like the every aesthetic choice is perfection. The name
yes,
is perfection. Frontier martial arts wrestling. God damn, bro.
so good, and the logo, perfection.
Oh,
Big fucking F, two little W's in the F. The fighting stance, man. Like, God. And fun fact, that
so
is
we
designed
and we
by
almost
that,
had, right. We'll talk about it evolves. It has to
yes.
into something else, but not for the last time. We're so close to the different style fight promotion. Then we
Yeah.
get it for a year or so.
We do. We do. Um we actually get the best promotion of all time for about a
Oh
year.
my god.
And of course
I've
things
been
have to
watching this
change.
stuff recently. Like I had seen the Onita main events, these things, a lot of the different style fights because that's what I'm into. We talked about this before too, like the perception of these things. And when I was coming up as a wrestling fan, FMW was just like the deathmatch thing. I never gave it a second's thought as to why it was called Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling.
Yeah, no,
But
you come into it and it's like this is the explosion in Hayabusa fed.
yeah,
So
and the barbed wire, yeah. But oh my God, we had it, and it was perfect. And the
yeah.
stuff that comes out of it is also incredible because the ethos of the different style fight, like, is immediately even the street fights have it in them.
Yes.
The concept of danger and it can end at any time and everything is like super snug and believable even when it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. Fun fact, by the way, the FMW logo designed by Shark Chushia because she was a graphic designer that just was hired by FMW to do some design stuff and make the logo. And I think Tarzan Goto saw her and was like, "You're like built really well. You should train to be a wrestler." So she was
Yeah,
like,
and if
"Okay."
you don't like Shark Suchiya, suck my dick from the back.
Yeah, no, dude. Yeah. Side note: if you don't like Shark Chushia, fuck you. Um, yeah,
Idiot.
we are here. FMW launch battle, The Grudge, day one.
A
We are
handheld
here,
as God intended.
handheld as God intended, in the Tsuyohashi Sports Center in Nagoya, Aichi, Japan, which is
Hey, I've heard that.
incredibly important. And
I
I
heard that.
actually, I have never realized this was in Nagoya until this watch because I just never looked.
It kind of looks like Kurikan,
Yeah,
honestly.
no, it kind of looks like it. I assumed it was just another Tokyo venue, maybe, or a fucking maybe a Kanagawa venue. I don't fucking know. Uh, but no, this is in Aichi, which is where Aoyagi's from, which explains so much because the crowd is like 50-50.
Can we talk about the press conference?
Yes, we absolutely can.
Oh, uh, so this is like, I think because of the nature of different style fights, like it has to be grounded somewhat in realism. But the way they do this is like a very old school wrestling type of feud. It's very simple, but it is so unbelievably effective. So this is 3 months after. This is October the 6th, after they've scrounged their pennies together And
Yeah.
WKA has some financial investment in these two shows also, right? This was very
I
much like a it was no guarantee that FMW was going to be a thing going forward. It was just like, oh, this fucking match we had was super hot.
Yeah, I don't remember for sure, but I think they had some involvement. At bare minimum, they were supportive and they were sending Aoyagi over to do this stuff.
It's the Weekly Gone guys. It's Onita with his $500, and it's
Yeah.
like, let's jump on this because, and I don't know, you're probably much more well versed in that than I am, but I assume it was like the first match coming out of it was like really hot in the press, and people were clamoring for it. I would
Oh,
assume.
yeah, no. You go and look at the Weekly Pro article, the Shoe Pro article on the Onita Aoyagi WK match. It gets like a 7-page spread, all color, which in
Oh,
'89 is like they really only reserve that for the big matches because that's a lot of money. Um, and you know they get all the shit in there. Long talks about it. Um, it very clearly that this is a mover in the industry. There are people that are really paying attention to, you know, what is Onita going to do next, because up to this point Onita's involvement in wrestling since returning has been the Go match, which is not loved in the press. Go has always been a people flip between liking and disliking him. That is
controversial
historical.
figure.
Very controversial figure. This is not seen as one of his successes, particularly because the ending, and I think that match is fucking awesome. The ending is kind of dumb, and it is very clearly like a go, like we're gonna make sure everyone gets over kind of thing, but it just does not work well. Um, and they're
Oh,
not fucking with
but they
Pioneer.
here, holy hell! This is one of the most brilliant pieces of booking. Not to jump ahead,
Yeah.
but the way this match is booked is it's the genius of Onita.
Oh yeah, no, the way this one goes is like incredible.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, Onita's the Hamada match, which as discussed before, went very poorly in terms of reception. The Go match, which does not really move. Like people are excited for Pioneer because it's the first indie. But that's really about it. Everything that's happened with Pioneer since then has made people very wary of it. And Onita is mostly in the press for shit talking UWF and challenging martial artists. So to go from that to the Aoyagi match just immediately pushes him to like, okay, now we really do need to pay attention to everything Onita's doing.
Onita was
Um,
right.
yes, Onita was totally right. Um, and that does lead to the press conference, which actually, Aubie, I want you to discuss that first because I can tell you were very excited about the press conference.
So I was not aware of it um, until you sent me the photos, which I assume are probably Shupro.
Yeah, yes, I believe
Yeah,
so.
but they have this press conference at a very fancy hotel, and very much like the WKA match, from what I understand. Um, Only Onita and Oyagi were in on the work part of this, which was that Onita told him, "Okay, at some point you need to kick me in the face,"
Yeah.
which is raw as fuck. And he does, and he does. It's a blood packet. Is that right? Because the pictures are fucking crazy.
Ah, God, you know what? Maybe he fell on the ground and like really quickly bladed. Like maybe he fell
Yeah,
behind a table or something. That would, I
he's
don't, I
gushing
don't,
blood out of his mouth.
I don't think he would blood pack it because knowing the story about the invader thing he was gonna do, where he actually just bladed like the part of his body where he got quote unquote stabbed. I have to imagine he just
Oh
bladed
god,
for this too.
yeah. So I don't want to cast CM Punk style aspersions, but regardless, whatever it was, he ends up KO'd. And the apocryphal story is that a hotel employee called the police because Masashi Aoyagi knocked out Atsushi Onita at this press conference.
Yes. And I will add on,
And
actually.
they were no longer allowed in this hotel or anywhere
No,
near
no,
it.
they're gone. They're gone. I will add on that. And again, this is from another single source, so I don't know the full like if it is true, but uh, the story also goes that, as we said before, Hisashi Shinma, very important for getting Onita onto that WKA show. Shinma apparently was going to be involved in FMW at first. Uh, I don't know how much involvement he would have had. I don't know what his effect would have been, but regardless, he probably would have been pretty good for their reputation and getting some guys into the company. Um,
Yeah, but he's
I
the one who sets up the hotel, right?
Yes, I think
I
so.
have to say I'm thinking my mind immediately goes to like the Rudy Giuliani at the Four Seasons.
Yes. But fucking, of course, all of this goes down. Shinma seemingly, just as you said that Aoyagi was the only one aware, apparently that also includes Shinma. I don't believe he
Oh
was aware
man,
this was going to happen.
Onita's so
Um,
goaded, man. God
the
damn.
press conference doesn't like big event leading to the thing. Onita drama. He loves this shit. But it kind of, doing this type of thing is pretty bad in terms of a reputation. There's also in the scramble, apparently some sort of thing in the hotel gets
That's
damaged,
a
like
Onita should
some.
have come out to bad reputation by Joan Jett.
God, that would have been fucking crazy. But they like damaged something in the hotel during like the small scramble after the face kick.
Some like
Um,
ancient door or something. I think I read
yes,
that. Yeah.
and of course, Shinma is the one that set this up, so he and his people have to pay for it instead of Onita. So Shinma is like, okay, you guys are on your own. So Shinma would have been involved in FMW if they didn't fuck up this door in the hotel by doing an angle that Shinma didn't know they were gonna do.
Yeah, another angle where it's like it's like Inoki esque and like it's
Yeah.
pathetic, but it's also fucking awesome.
Dude, crazy to say Inoki-esque. Shout out to the time that Inoki faked his own death and Shinma also wasn't aware, and it also ruined the relationship between Inoki and Shinma. Once again.
We are Charlie Day in front of the conspiracy board
Yeah.
things. And if you don't like it again, you're a buster.
Yeah, bro.
And this match kills. I think in a vacuum, this is probably the best one. Like if you're just looking at it in terms of like how the matches worked
Yes.
as a reaction to the first match, in conversation with the first match. But they again, they do it. They pull it off.
Yeah.
It's really just beautiful to watch. It in context and out of context.
Yeah, and I do think that this match absolutely deserves the reputation it has, and I want to be very clear about that because with what we were saying before about, oh, the first match is better. While that is true, I don't think that I don't think any of the praise that this match has gotten should have ever not been given to it. I think actually it should have gotten more. It is, it is an incredible, incredible piece of work. Um, it's kind of like if the first match is them playing to an environment and doing exactly what they should do in it, this match is the exact same thing, except now this environment is a wrestling one where they want to see more of a wrestling development. You know,
And maybe as we go through this, maybe we'll find a better one. But the platonic ideal of a different style fight.
yeah, it is. I mean, this match kind of it gives you everything. I don't know how else to say it. When they do the stuff in this match that they do, it's like and I'm not saying that they're going off a checklist because that would be just an incredibly fucked up way to say it.
They
But
made
it's
the
like,
checklist.
yeah, they take every single trope that has already been created and every one that will exist, and they do all of them. It
Yeah,
is,
this is the Kobashi Sasaki of different
yeah,
style fights.
yeah, exactly. Like it is a monumental piece of work that every other match after this has to live up to and be in a comparison of.
In the Goya, which is important as we handle that.
Yes, because And it's really interesting because the crowd fucking loves Aoyagi, but they also don't dislike Onita, which I have to imagine is because this is his company's first show.
Yeah.
Uh, in any other situation, I imagine they would have booed the shit out of him. But this is the birth of Onita's company. He is the
And
top
Onita, he
guy.
comes out fully formed.
Yes,
Now he's in the
Ami.
trunks.
He's got
Now he's
the
coming
curly
out the
hair.
wild thing. Yeah, he's got he's got his titties, his cleavage out
Yeah,
in the tank top. It's like he's here. He has created the mythos that he's going to live off for the rest of his career in the first match, and he's here now, and it's Onita time, and it's fucking FMW, and let's go.
yeah, and he's like he is so in it in this match because in this match he can get away with a lot more. It's his refs. Ted Tanabe is in his pocket, so he really like gets
Shout
his
out to
shit in.
Tanabe.
Yeah. Ted Tanabe baby mode in this match, like
Yeah,
looks like a child. Which is I love Ted Tanabe so much, and it's so cool seeing him in the fucking 80s.
yeah. And this one is we'll talk about it in the third one. I feel like we'll get there.
Yes.
But they do a lot of the same stuff, like functionally. Like if you're playing it in Fire Pro or whatever, it's like a lot of the same maneuvers, but they sort of subvert it. Like so, like whereas the first round in the last one was feeling out, the first one and this one is like a continuation of the end of the last one, where it starts with the Onita bum rush.
Yes, and this is the first round of this match is like the most Onita has ever, besides like the continuation fourth round where it's just Onita
Yeah,
headbutts. This is him just completely owning Aoyagi for a whole match, just like
which
punt
makes
kicking
perfect
him
sense
and
in his
grappling him.
hometown.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. You said earlier when we were talking about when we talked about the press conference, you're like, this is Onita relying on traditional wrestling stuff. This whole rivalry is Onita just working it like it's a fucking Memphis feud going like town to town.
He had Bill Dundee on his shoulder.
Yes. That's the angel. Then he's got the devil Jerry Lawler.
And it's I mean he comes out super hot, crazy domination. And I think in terms of action, this is the one that's like action.
Yeah,
Like
if you want to see these guys doing stuff, this is the match where they really fucking do stuff. And they do a lot of really awesome stuff.
and then round 2 starts after that domination, and we get that very similar what he did in the first one, which we'll see in the third one too, where he hits that fucking bum rush lariat. I don't know what else to call it. That's what it is in my mind. The
I
bum
mean,
rush lariat.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's perfect to me. That's exactly what it is. He
Over
waits
the ref.
he waits for the ref to grab onto Aoyagi to split it and just runs across the ring to kill him.
And then he something they did in the first one a few times, right? Kicking him out of the ring, but he adds this drop kick out of the ring.
Fucking evil. Evil
Oh,
drop
it is
kick.
that's the first time I wrote disrespectful.
Yeah.
Even though he was disrespectful a lot in the first one, that is like so fucking disrespectful. And then we get back in the ring and we get another Oyagi flurry. Just kicks, elbows, punches, tummy punches, just this crazy fucking flurry. And in the second round of this match, we get the first straight up Onita punch to the head.
Okay, I was gonna say you noted disrespectful for the kick, and I also did that. But when Onita has him against the ropes, and the ref is trying to like starting to get to split them, and Onita just punches him as hard as he can in the head. Like I just wrote, you can't do that.
Yeah, and
Like
he Oyagi sells it like he got sniped.
dude, Aoyagi sells it like he can't understand what just happened. Like he's in disbelief that this fucking guy would do this to him.
Yeah, it's the first head punch we've seen that was not done by a karate fucker who was not smartened up
Yeah.
in the series. And then round 3 of the 10-6 89 is maybe the most exciting 5 minutes of wrestling you will ever see in your life.
Yeah.
Onita's brawling and trying to beat ass. Oyagi is responding with his educated feet,
He's putting them to good use.
just
Like,
destroying him. And then there's a another sort of reference to the first match where he Onita gets this headlock takeover, and Oyagi is trying really hard to get the leg scissors, which is one of those things, now where it's like that is a checklist, right? You do the
yeah.
headlock takeover and the leg scissors, and you go through the rote motions of it, but it's like it's so compelling here because he can't quite get it. Because again, I don't think that again, I'm not an expert, right? I had deep Aubie lore. I did Taekwondo in my youth, and I think that's very similar to karate. And they don't teach you leg scissors
No.
in the karate thing, but he's trying to adapt to this environment. Um, but he can't do it. And then we talked about this last week. We get the kill move, the backdrop.
Yes. Yes. The first backdrop of Atsushi Onita's different style fighting. And what a goddamn backdrop it is because he drops him right on his head.
Yeah, all in. Both of them are all in. And then,
Yeah.
oh my God, Oyagi gets up at another callback, not to these guys' series, but the last episode, a big kapu kick,
Okay, I was going to
knockdown.
say that too. It's incredible because we spent the entire last episode noting that Antonio Inoki, when pushed into a corner, will throw couple kicks that never really hit. And unlike him, Masashi Aoyagi throws couple kicks that always hit,
Oh,
like a
it,
sniper shot to the jaw.
yeah, it hurts. Like,
Like, and that brings up a point that you communicated to me in our DMs that I have actually never really sat down and thought of before, but you are so right. Uh, Imagine being Atsushi Onita and spending like you have the first match and then you spend 2 days or like 4 days just getting kicked in the face for real.
full force, man. That's what I said. You tend to look at these guys as like video game characters, but like every time Oyagi kicks him in the face, a human being is being kicked in the face. Like I
Yeah.
don't know how he didn't break his teeth
No,
on this thing. And it's the
like
first knockdown of this one, and I think he gets an 8 and he gets smoked again
yeah.
immediately.
Yeah. And I have a note like right around this point because we're like right near the end of round 3. I think they're just fighting, and Aoyagi throws a combo where near the end of it he almost steps directly on Onita's face. And like Ted Tanabe is trying as hard as he cannot control these guys. Like already in round 3, he is losing the ability to dictate this match in regards to the rules because these guys are just not like Onita's never cared, but Aoyagi is starting to learn to not care, which is a new development for him because he cared a lot in the first match, or he cared enough.
He's a man of honor
He is.
until he's not.
He's a man of honor in the face of respecting karate, but every man has his breaking point.
And
Yeah,
Onita is going to find it.
yeah, we go into round 4, and just to show that things are different, the gi is immediately off. Like at the
Yeah.
start, just gone, and you get to see Masashi Aoyagi in full form. He is incredibly like built, like he is a karate monster, and he, fucking training belt off. Like
And it's what
it's
we
go
talked about
time.
last week when the gi comes off, it's like pissing off Bruce Banner.
Yes, God,
So he gets the gi off Hulk up and and hey, which we didn't get in the first fight because I think it was essential to another thing Onita is good at, right? Like the visual aesthetic. His gi has to be covered in blood in the
yes.
first fight.
And it
But it,
wouldn't be respectful to karate for him to take his gi off. He's in the karate world, and you can't do that. That's part of karate. You gotta have the gi on.
yeah, that's right. That's true. That's God, this shit is so good.
Yeah, no, but we go into round four, gi off. Immediately there is a level of escalation to how far these guys are willing to go because Masashi Aoyagi is starting to not let up on some of his combos to the point that it's getting to where Ted Tanabe is endangered by getting
Oh,
almost getting
he
involved.
comes Terminator mode, and at
Yeah,
one point he just turns around and kicks Ted Tanabe in the calf. I mean, in the thigh.
dude.
And again, shout out Ted Tanabe. This is one of the great leg kick sells of history. And it's like in the background of this fight. He
Yeah,
takes a step and he just like fucking goes down.
he's like clutching his leg like fucking Peter Griffin. Like he's like,
But unlike in the
ah.
WKA fight, he doesn't call it because he's too real. He starts counting Onita down.
Yeah, dude.
Uh,
And this is around the time, or like before then, but whenever they're escalating, this is around the time they go outside the ring
and
where
you,
we
it's
don't see any of it,
yeah,
but
it's
you
the
see the
classic
people.
FMW fan cam chaos where it's just a sea of bodies, and Onita seems to come out on top of that, and he hits a headbutt flurry when they get back in the ring. That's not fully caught on camera, but again, it's like another callback to the first match.
Yeah, and then Onita, and my favorite moment of the match, and maybe as much as I love the first match, and I say it's better, maybe my favorite moment of the entire rivalry. Onita goes in the ring, does one of the first ever Onita points that I've seen, which he will
Yes,
do forever, and you can see off camera Aoyagi runs in. Flying karate kick directly to the stomach, and it looks like Onita's about to throw up. Like
running,
just
jumping sidekick to the tummy.
and Onita gets kicked and just screams. Like he like collapses mouth open. He looks like he's gonna die.
Another thing that we need to bring back, because in real fighting, it's a real thing. If somebody fucking smokes you in the gut, like that can be it, man. There are
Yeah.
knockouts from gut punches, and this looks like it might be one. And it gets hard to see because everyone in Nagoya is standing up by this
Dude,
point.
they're going fucking
And
crazy.
we get the Onita.
And this is also around the time that Ted Tanabe goes to start counting, and Masashi Aoyagi starts throwing punt kicks on the ground, which of course break the count. You can't do the count when the guy's still beating him up. And Ted Tanabe is trying to get him off him, and Masashi Aoyagi is doing ground and pound. This is a Masashi Aoyagi did not do that in the first match, did not do that for the first 3 rounds,
So
even, would not do it.
it's like in A Christmas Story when he has a shitty. Have you seen A Christmas Story?
Yes.
Where he has a shitty day and then Scott Farkas fucks with him and then he just fucking like shoots the legs and just is on top of him punching the shit out of him and cussing him out. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. I I write right after that I write in my notes this is fucking ridiculous. Because he's just ground and pounding Onita, and Onita is like legitimately being beaten to death now because he has
Dude,
unleashed a rage beast that he did not know existed.
so after right after this when they get back up, he does a spinning crescent kick.
Dude.
And he catches him, and Onita from the ground and pound is bleeding in the mouth. And I've seen this many times, right? But I still wrote down, "This is it. Onita is dead,"
Yeah.
because he's so good at. Oh, what a master!
What a master.
I mean,
And he
he's dead, and then he's saved by the bell.
Yeah, no, he like literally he like barely survives that kick, and then Aoyagi immediately starts another combo, and in the middle of the combo, the bell rings to end the round. Like it is like, and it's a combo where the way he's revving up, it's like a match ender one too. It feels like it would have won the match if the bell didn't ring there for the round.
And again, the heat is nuclear,
And
off the
Onita,
charts.
Onita, of course, because he is like the greatest wrestler ever, spends the in between rounds, you get on the corner chair, drink your water, you get waved down. Onita spends the entire in between laying on the mat, and none of his seconds can get him to stand up because
Yeah, they're
he
trying to
physically
bring him back from the dead.
he physically cannot stand up. He only gets up when the round's about to start again because if he doesn't, he'll lose.
And then we get the final round here, which is just beautiful. Onita is smoked again. Another Kapu kick. He's down and the ref is counting. And I believe that it is oiled up ponytail Tarzan Goto.
It is.
Another guy we'll come back to uh,
Yes.
here on the first FMW show, who throws in the towel. And Onita's reaction, oh, it's enough to make you bump him up a few spots on your all-time list. He is
Yeah.
screaming. He's screaming. You didn't. I'm not owned. I'm not owned.
Yeah. he, he is coping and he is seething. He is so mad. He's not even just yelling at Goto. He's like yelling at the young boys who let Goto do it. He's yelling across the ring at Aoyagi because of course Aoyagi has not won fairly. He's yelling at the ref.
No way,
He's
bitch.
yelling at Ted for letting the fucking towel go in. Um and I will say he was gonna get up. He was like
Yeah, he was
almost
getting
all the way
up,
up. But
which is what
I
I was hinting at earlier about the brilliant finish of this match. Like, because they're
yeah,
gonna run it again 4 days later, right? But like,
yeah.
Oyagi has won in his hometown. They've just had, like, I think irrefutably one of the best matches of all time.
Yes.
But and Oyagi won, but Onita has a real claim to, like, this shit was not over.
Yeah. And I will say, just right before that round ends, there's one moment that kind of like it sneaks by because the camera just does not catch it well, but you can kind of see it. And I feel like if we had more footage of it, it would be like one of the I mean, I would say it'd be one of the most talked about things in the whole rivalry. uh when Aoyagi's throwing a combo, Onita like slightly catches a leg as he's falling, and it like pulls Aoyagi down a little bit. And Onita, in that one moment, grabs Aoyagi's head while Onita's laying on the floor and just headbutts him. Just catches him with one really fucking good one.
And that
And
is wrestling.
yeah, like he's got to get his lick in because the thing is, and we fucking this is just this goes beyond the purview of just basic analysis and the normal gushing. Like Onita was never going to win the match. It was getting to the point where it was how many times can Onita get up before he can't anymore, and all Goto really did was just stop him from like
He saved his
dying.
life.
Yes, he
He
saved his
saved
life,
his life,
and it's
which
it's
is
the most
evident to the viewer, but it
it's the
gives
most
Onita that little thing.
he saved his life, and it's the most disrespectful thing he could have ever done to Atsushi Onita.
Damn, I'm surprised he didn't get fired.
Well, no, he had to train Shark Tushia. He had to do
That's right. And then we
that.
get another melee,
Yes, we do.
and then we get the Masashi Aoyagi celebration where they literally throw him into the air in like the hip hip hooray shit.
They give him the yippee toss. He
Yes.
he walks around the ring shaking hands with the locals. He like carries a baby. He is the hero, and I assume when the video cut off he was handed the key to the city.
Yeah, and I don't know, maybe it was like a red headband to begin with, but he's he's got the
He does,
headband on that is
he
like,
does
because
have
he
the
also
head.
bleeds crazy here.
Yeah.
So, and we talked about how he, bleeds so much in his first match, but he's a great bleeder, which is another great skill for a wrestler. Oyagi is a great bleeder. And then so
Yes.
these shows are booked together, right? And so
Yes.
as I said, we're 4 days later, jumping ahead now to the rubber match. And
Mm-hmm.
this one is in Tokyo, right?
Yes, this is in Tokyo, Japan, Kurikan Hall. Estimated attendance 2,400 people. This is day two of the first launch battle, The Grudge, on, as you said, October 10th, 1989. once again, Atsushi Onita versus Masashi Aoyagi. And this is not like this isn't Onita's hometown. He's from Nagasaki. But Tokyo is where he's going to become like the legend that he is.
Yeah, Kurikan is his
Kurikan
hometown.
Kurikan Hall is his hometown. Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking that's crazy. I was gonna say that. It's that is his home, and you can tell because
Maybe you
this
could
is the
maybe say
one time.
Kawasaki Stadium, but
Okay, I would say that Kawasaki is a strong pick too, but this is a
for what I like, it's Kurikan and it's fucking this. And
and I think if we're gonna talk about Onita's like legend, it's made in Kurikan Hall. He becomes the guy he becomes because of what he does in Kurikan Hall.
he made it on the third try.
that's
We
that's
get
the
in the second ever FMW show, right? I don't know about the first one because it was handheld. But
yes.
in the second ever FMW show that is actually like produced, we already have the god tier aesthetic
Yes.
of FMW. And I'm joking because there's a little video package before this that sort of is a spoiler for the match.
Yeah, it just shows you like two of the really big spots and a bunch of cool photos.
And then it says he made it on the third try. And I'm very interested to talk about this too because we sort of hinted around at this talking before the show, but one of the beautiful things about this show is that John is one of my great friends, and I love talking about this shit with him. So we're like, save it for the show, save it for the
Yeah,
show.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
I have in my mind, when watching this trilogy of matches in the past, sort of thought of this one as it's the on a smaller and also fucking better scale. It's sort of a greatest hits version of the first two in the mold of like Okada Omega 3.
Yes. Okay. That is not only is that the way you thought of it, that is also how I've thought of it. I think I've said before that it's kind of a celebration of the first two matches, almost. That it's kind
Yeah,
of
it's like
them.
the fucking John Cena AJ Styles match where
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
they
Yeah.
which I haven't
It,
seen, but on Twitter.
it's
But
it's them in Kurikan Hall. A major moment for FMW getting to run Kurikan Hall, important fucking venue, of course, and it's them celebrating the fact that they've gotten this far. I would also say, general consensus wise, that is what a lot of people think too. I think everyone kind of agrees that it's good. A lot of people say that's where you stop talking about it, is that it's good, and then the people that are willing to go further say it's good and it's the third best in the series. Um, and I upon watching it again, I feel like we have not talked about this match enough, and it feels fucking weird to say, but
other so
this is something.
I am a fucking freak, right? And so my process for watching podcast matches is I will watch them in toto just to get big picture ideas,
Yeah,
and then I'll go back and like notate, right,
yeah,
about big moments. But so that when I watched this again a couple of days ago, getting ready for the pod, I sort of had the same response. And then I watched it again like an hour before we recorded, and I was like, holy shit, man. Like, you could argue that this is better than the fucking October 6th one. In terms of like a pro wrestling match
yes,
and like the fucking giant strides that Oyagi makes.
yes,
So
dude.
in my mind, it's like, okay, this is the greatest hits, but it's also like a culmination of Onita's journey, and he learns some tricks, but Oyagi learns some fucking tricks too.
Yeah,
So like,
yes,
I'm
he
kind of like,
does.
maybe I was fucking tripping, and I was like,
Yeah, no,
I was relying too much on the fucking like common knowledge, the consensus on this thing, because I watched it a few days ago and I was like, yeah, that's good, but not as good. And then I watched it again today and I was like, God damn, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, it's like I don't even think the people that say that are wrong per se.
No, it's probably
Yeah,
technically right. I would go one,
I
two, three in terms of ranking,
yeah, that's
straight down.
exactly how I would go too. But I feel again, I said it, but like there is so much more to say about this match than it's just the greatest hits. And I do agree with you that just because I also watched this match like an hour before we recorded, and that was also when it like clicked in my head. I was like, okay, no, this match is like infinitely more. This is Masashi Aoyagi doing not only some of his best karate work, because some of the combos that he knocks off in this match, including one in the
Oh my
first round,
God.
is like some of the best combo work he ever did. It's also him like truly at this point he is a wrestler just as much as he is a karate fighter, but in a way that devalues neither side, which is
Yeah.
insane.
This is when he becomes the karate fucker.
Yes.
This is like
Yeah.
the big dick swinging Oyagi performance. And Onita is incredible here too. And it's a very, I mean, it's like, as people, again, like we talked about this last week, who have watched a lot of wrestling, it makes perfect logical sense how this plays out. And that might have something to do with that in terms of like, oh yeah, like I know what this is going to be. It's the rubber match, but this is Onita's promotion, so he's going to like ultimately show that pro wrestling is stronger in the end. And maybe, probably, because it's 4 days later, the heat is not there like it is in the first two, I don't think.
No.
But like like as a piece of theater and art, I have always thought about this one as a little lesser, but it's not. I don't know. Like
I yeah.
my third eye was squeegeed
Yeah. I
today.
I would go so far as to say that in terms of the theatrics, this one does it the best out of the three, which is part of the reason why I feel like it's always been the third, because the first one was the environment is incredible. And the second one is the action is incredible. And I don't think this match has the best environment or the same environment, although I will say seeing a crowd that is so adamantly behind Onita for the first time is like it feels so special knowing that this is going to be the crowd he gets for the rest of his career, and this is the first time he really gets it in FMW. Um, the action is not comparable to the second match, although it is again very very close. But like the stuff they do here in terms of like the character development and the melodrama, because this is our first real look at like Onita brand melodrama.
Yes, I had that
It
in
is
all caps at the
amazing.
end. Melodrama.
Yes.
So he's born. Onita is born of these three things, and this
Yes.
one is just as important to that as the rest of them are. And I think the thing is that it has more pro wrestling trappings, which is kind of surprising that it's not the one that's most beloved,
Yeah,
because
no,
it
I
is the most pro wrestling. Like Oyagi comes in with the big ass head bandage from the first one,
yeah.
which is a very like pro wrestling signifier.
Yeah, Onita is taped together like an action figure that has been blown up by a firecracker, which
Which
of
is,
course
I said this on Twitter, is how you know that he is the realest wrestler ever, because
yeah.
for the next at least 6 years, 5 years, he comes into every match taped up from the last match. He's like a wrestling Frankenstein's monster.
Every time I see Onita's tape, it just reminds me of the Sabu story where
Oh,
Sabu would deal with injuries by super gluing the cut closed and then wrapping duct tape around it.
oh man. Have you ever seen that shoot where they ask him about his bicep getting ripped open in the famous ECW porno match, the one that they would pimp
I
on the tapes. The what is it? It's the Funk Sabu first one. I can't remember
yes,
what it's
yeah,
called.
like Born
Yeah.
to Be Wired.
Yes, yes, yes. So I am of the age where and I've talked about this in other places. This is a, a diversion, but whatever. He, I was of the age where I was watching ECW Hardcore TV in real time. Like I was lucky enough to get that in
Yeah.
Montgomery, Alabama, and every commercial break was uh, with whatever local commercial there was. There was a tape. There was a commercial for the Kamano Leia dance atop the ECW arena, and there was a commercial for Born to Be Wired. And it's a famous match. Sabu gets his bicep ripped open by the barbed wire, but he's talked about it in a shoot where like he's talked about, yeah, I ripped my bicep open and they came in and like wrapped it in tape. And somebody asked him, I think it's a RF video thing, like, yeah, did that like help? And he was like, fuck no. Like, it's tape.
Yeah.
It's fucking tape. I was dying. Of course not. And that's the Onita thing. Like he is
Yeah.
taped together. He is. I've got my. Um, I'm a unrepentant Masato Tanaka head. So I've
Yeah.
got my Dangan Never Die shirt.
Hmm.
It's Onita Never Die, man. Never
Yeah.
die. And that's here. He's taped together. He can barely fucking move. But they're gonna do it again 4 days later.
Yeah, and not only they're going to do it again, this is like the one match where I'd say Aoyagi is probably the heel, and it's weird because Onita is still like a bitch. He's still not playing nice during breakups of the action, and he's still getting into spats. And there's a moment that we're probably going to talk about in a minute, which is so funny, where he really just, I mean, inspires deep rage in Aoyagi for destroying one of his boys. But at the same time, Onita is also like more well liked. He's getting beaten up more, but not more, but in a way that feels more like vulnerable. And the comebacks and the stuff he does between the rounds feels so babyface.
Yeah, it's huge. And I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, some of the Noah stuff is just fun undercard stuff, but this might be the last time, like, or the first two were the last time, and this is the first time that Oyagi is like the Terminator.
Yeah. No, he's I there are moments like after this point, like just beyond for the like the 90s, he goes Terminator mode a good bit. In Noah, he has moments. Although the Noah run is definitely, him, he's old man coasting, but like in the way Aoyagi does, where he's still doing all the crazy kicks. He's just maybe not like
Yeah, his
as
offense still
emotionally,
fucking rips. Yeah.
maybe just not as emotionally invested, but he's still
Well,
like
I
the
mean, they're
coolest
doing
dude.
72-minute main events, and he's getting 8 minutes on the undercard.
Yeah, but dude, he took it to Naomichi Marufuji, man. He killed that bitch. But like,
So real.
just it's so amazing. Like because he is the Terminator. He does this combo in the first round, which I alluded to, where he like is beating up Onita, and Onita just naturally ends up turning around to stop getting punched in the face. Aoyagi takes this moment to karate brain chop him in the back of the head.
I
Then
wrote
he
that down.
grabs
I
him.
wrote that down. Our first karate chop to the back of the head.
He then like grabs him in like a sleeper hold type position, but just lifts him up and drops him onto his ass. And then while Onita is sitting down, he lands a downward elbow, Tony Jaw style, to like Onita's brain, and
Yeah, he
just
does like a
kills him.
double stomp at one point
Yeah,
too
he
early
like
on.
he's going crazy.
And he's like, I'm going to, before you can do it, I'm going to kick your ass out of the ring,
Oh yes,
motherfucker.
which is
He
I
kicks him in the
mean
ass a few times
he
after he pops him in the
does.
back of the head.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which and it kind of works to his favor because he gets in the spat, but of course the outside stuff eventually becomes a comeuppance because Onita does just punch him in the face one time.
yeah. Our second shoot punch to the head.
Yeah,
And I loved the start of round two. Like, this is baby Tarzan Goto. But round two starts and he comes in and he just slaps the piss out of Onita to like wake him up.
Yeah, yeah. Like you got to get your head in the fucking game, man. You lost 4 days ago. You got to lock in.
Yeah. Oiled ponytail Goto. And then we get another bitch mode lariat.
Bitch mode lariat just
Yeah.
sends him scrambling.
To the
There's the
floor.
outside fighting, and
Onita
then
kills a guy with the chair.
okay, he doesn't kill a
Who
guy.
is that guy?
That's Mitsuhiro Matsunaga. I'm like 100%
Okay.
certain it is. He kills him with a chair.
I actually had to rewind that a couple times because I was like, did Onita do that or did Goto do that? But you see Onita scream in the
Yeah,
frame.
and like it's also I said before with the first match when he got the chair and swung it, it was like him like a gun going off. This time it really was like him grabbing a gun because the second he gets a chair, everyone mobs Onita to try and get him to not hit someone with the chair again.
And he kills him. But they get back in the ring and Aoyagi kicks him in the back
Yeah.
to huge boos.
Yeah.
Huge boos. And we get another callback with the arm lock and more Onita chants. And then this is where Oyagi has learned a little bit because he actually is able to reverse the arm lock into an arm bar,
Yes.
which is great. And like early in this match, like this is that's what I was talking about with the like sort of the leveling up with Oyagi. His selling in the holds with his ugly ass face. He is selling fully with his ugly ass face, and now it's Onita's turn to do the same when he gets in the armbar. Oh my god, and it's so fucking good. And then we
It's so
get
good.
to round three in what you referenced as Chow Yun Fat mode. Onita.
Dude. God, yeah, no, because Onita gets into this like argument with Aoyagi, just yelling at him in between rounds, and the delivery of Aoyagi with this yelling is like Chow Yun Fat in A Better Tomorrow when they're standing at like the hilltop, and he's just yelling about him about the way he lives, yelling at Danny Lee about this is my life and my choices, and I'm going to do what I'm gonna do, and I'm not gonna let shit just happen to me and just take it. And
Beautiful.
that's the exact way that Onita is yelling. He has like the same like facial expression of like indignation. Like I've been watching a lot of John Woo recently. I fucking have been living my life, and I cannot help but see so much like John Woo direction in the way Atsushi Onita operates. He is like the king of that kind of melodrama, and he is
It's
like in
he's a
his element.
genius, man.
Yeah.
He's a fucking genius. And like you, that's a bad word in modern wrestling because when you say melodrama, we think NXT face and like uh, how am I so violent? And like
Yeah.
it's what we talked about with the Woo stuff. It's earnest.
Yes. It is
You
it's
believe it.
so earnest. It's so earnest. Like he's not doing it and he's not doing it with anything less than 100% commitment, and he's putting like it just it tugs at the heart.
He he's an incredible actor, but it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like you're watching a performance. If you give yourself
No.
to Onita, you will be rewarded.
I mean, there's a phrase that gets thrown around a lot, and the phrase usually refers to one specific thing. And it's a phrase that I believe was coined in like the late '90s whenever Onita returned to wrestling, Onita Theater, where it mainly refers to the post match stuff. Where he has the big fucking jug of water and he's punching the mat and he's going oi 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 and he's like throwing water at the fans and cutting these like impassioned promos. That was like Onita Theater, but I think that that term goes beyond that and just goes for everything Onita was doing. Because there's like a whole like world of the way Onita operates that if you just let yourself like ride with it, it is one of the most rewarding things you will ever see in wrestling because you are seeing someone who knows his shit and knows exactly what he needs to do for his kind of wrestling every single time. I've never seen him do anything that didn't feel right, which is
It's
fucking
real and it's
crazy.
earned,
Yes.
and it goes back to what we talked about at the beginning of the show, his recuperation in Amarillo and his relationship with Terry Funk. And it's
Yes.
the same thing. It's like if anybody else was doing this, it would feel hokey.
Yes. God, yes. Okay, yes. Like, you look at fucking everything Terry Funk did. He did some of the stupidest shit
Oh
ever that
yeah, go watch him in
if
Puerto Rico.
yeah, if anyone else was doing it, it would be like a joke. And I mean, with him, like half of it was a joke because he was being funny. But like it would be like a laugh at, haha, this is a stupid joke. You don't laugh at Terry Funk and say, haha, this is stupid. You like the shit he does is done in such a Terry Funk way that it always works. And fuck, man.
Yeah, dude. I was I mentioned earlier I watched the first one of these with my wife. I hit her with a lore dump about Onita, and she
Yeah.
wanted to watch the first fight because, as we talked about, like if there is a casual fan, a different style fight is the thing that is going to pull them in. And
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh, that sounds cool. I want to see that." And I showed it to her, and she was like, totally, totally fucking bought in to the Onita melodrama, and like she was like, "Oh, I understand how there's like a cult around this guy,
Yeah.
as you were describing.
I just
It's real and it's earned and it's so fucking rewarding. And you
yeah.
could do a million, yeah, staring at your hands things, and you could never come close to what
No.
Onita is doing here and forward.
We go back to the matches for a second, uh, because we have to continue on with this because Aoyagi, with like the third and fourth round, especially the third round though, it's like his feet are magnetized to Onita's head. Like the amount of head kicks he gets off are so like plentiful and varied, and all of them are terrifying. I got to round three around the same time, or around the time that you texted me about the like imagine how Onita feels thing, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh Jesus Christ, he's getting kicked in the head every time.
And this one is hard way. It's his
Yes,
mouth that is bleeding.
yes. There's one kick, somewhat close to the end of the third round. I am like 90% certain Aoyagi was going for a middle kick. However, Onita starts falling to like his knees, and the kick just lands directly on the head, and the noise it makes is so scary. Like, it is the grossest sounding kick of the entire rivalry. Onita scrambles out of the ring, and I almost have to imagine that was a shoot because he was actually like, "Okay, I need
Yeah,
to take a
dude.
breather." Um, it's one of the nastiest kicks of all time, and of course, it's immediately followed by another one of the Aoyagi Capo kicks that land directly on the jaw.
And this is around the point where he's got like a streak of sweat up his ass,
Yes,
which is how I feel about watching this. But like when I
yeah,
was watching it today, I was like, damn, he might have shit himself.
yeah, yeah. He got kicked so hard he shit his pants.
Yeah. And then, oh, and then round five starts, and we get another. So we talked last match about the running, jumping side kick to the gut.
Hmm.
Onita throws a tummy punch that is
Dude,
like nuts.
dude, he throws the tummy punch. Another audible, audible connection. The crowd, like, you can tell just because, uh, fucking Aoyagi again, already an incredible seller. The sell he gives for this tummy punch is so good because he just slowly starts collapsing in on himself, and the crowd is going nuts because they've realized that this is like a knockout punch to the stomach that Onita has just out of nowhere landed. Um, and I mean, it's like one of the first times that Aoyagi has looked like really fucked up in the entire series. Besides outside of the times that Onita like headbutted him to
Yeah.
oblivion or like cheated, like this is the first time Onita's had a fair and non-headbutt related attack that has like actually put Aoyagi in a very bad way.
And it leads to the classic Onita finishing stretch where we get another bum rush lariat.
Yep.
We get a single leg crab that is huge
Yep.
on drama.
Dude, crowd goes nuts.
Crazy. And even when he has him in the crab, like my note after that is Onita is fucked in capital letters.
Yeah.
He's so fucked. He throws a gut wrench, which, in keeping with what we talked about with Inoki, that's like a very standard wrestling move, but in the
Mhm.
context of a different style fight, it's like the struggle is there. It feels real.
Yeah.
He kills him with it, and then we get the bell again, and then round 6, we get the gi off Hulk up again.
And then Onita Onita
Oh,
struggles. He throws a big Onita lariat, the big fucking bomb. He's struggling. He's trying to pick him up. He can't do it. And then he tries one more time, gets him up. Thunderfire power bomb
under
that has
fireball!
has the potential to drive Masashi Aoyagi through the ring, through the floor, directly into the pits of hell. It is the most disgusting Thunderfire powerbomb
And
of
there's a
all
dude in the
time.
crowd. There's a dude in the crowd behind them, like miming the motions of it,
Yes,
like begging for him to get him up for the Thunderfire power bomb.
dude.
Oh, and he hits it, and that guy goes crazy, and I go crazy.
Yeah. Oh my god! The only Thunderfire I've ever seen that might be like crazier is the Texas street fight one that he hits on Karisu, where you can
Yeah.
see on landing Karisu's feet like hit the mat from how bad he's like bent from it.
He
That's the
deserved it.
only he deserved it, and that's like the only one that compares. And I think this one might actually be like a little bit worse because he lands and like you can see because it zooms in. Masashi Aoyagi is like standing on his head. He landed directly on his head.
And probably the first power bomb he's ever taken.
I can't imagine there's a situation where he ever took another one. So-
Yeah.
and that's it. The ref counts, gets the 10. It looks like Aoyagi might be about to get up, but he can't pull himself off the ropes, and it's a 10 count. And Atsushi Onita in God's venue, third time's the
Oh,
charm. He made it on the third try. Atsushi Onita wins.
and we get more beautiful melodrama.
So beautiful.
The code of honor is followed
Yeah.
at the end,
Yeah.
and for bullshit reasons, we're not going to see Oyagi again
No.
in FMW for a while.
And you know what? I'll at least tack on the bullshit reasons because they are funny enough that I feel like I should mention them. Um, Masashi Aoyagi was not paid particularly well by FMW. Of course, they had $500.
$200 a match is what
Yeah.
always says. Yeah.
It was not great money. It wasn't livable money. But it was money, and he had no beef with Onita. However, going into 1990, he is contacted by Pioneer Senshi president owner Ryuma Go, who says, "Hey man, I've heard what you're getting paid by Onita. That's not bad money, but I can get you more money. I don't remember the exact number. It may have been like $500 a match. And he's like, I will pay you more if you join Pioneer
I
Senshi.
think it was 1500 is
Yeah,
what I
okay,
read. Yeah.
it was 1500 because I think I'm actually overestimating the other thing with this. Because it's like 1500. I think this is from Matsunaga's book. Because Matsunaga goes with him to Pioneer. Because I think
Which he
Aoyagi goes to
regrets
yeah
almost
he
immediately.
deeply regrets because Aoyagi goes to him and says, "Hey man, this is a good opportunity. You want to come with me?" And Matsunaga's like, I think even at the time he was a little hesitant, but he's like, you know what, my mentor's going to Pioneer. I might as well join him.
My sensei.
Yeah, my sensei. I should follow him because he knows right. Um, Awful move. He goes to Pioneer, and it is true. They get paid more. They get the 1,500 over a match, which is really fucking good money, especially for an indie. The problem, and the thing that Ryumago did not tell Aoyagi or Matsunaga, is that Pioneer Senshi was running like one show a month. So Masashi Aoyagi leaves FMW to get higher paid to make a living as a wrestler. However, he's only getting $1,500 a month because he's only wrestling one time a
Yeah,
month.
and unfortunately, we don't have all the footage, but FMW was like, I mean, they were running a lot.
Oh, they were running like 10 shows a month.
Yeah.
That it would have been more to stay with FMW. He would have made more money. But in the moment, Ryumago's offer seemed better. And I mean, listen, man, in that situation, I probably would also be like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah, yeah.
he's offering me quintuple the amount of money that Onita's paying me, um, over quintuple. And I mean, I get to make a living as a wrestler. That sounds great. I don't, from my understanding, they were not aware that Pioneer Senshi had no intentions of increasing their schedule to make up for the money thing.
Yeah, and it sucks for
Um,
those guys, but Matsunaga will rebound, and it
yes,
it allows for an environment, a situation where a milieu where Oyagi can be like the most badass freelancer of all time.
yes, and it's only because he works Pioneer that he gets into New Japan because Ryumago has the link with New Japan, and the New Japan guys are helping Pioneer. Like there is some sort of relationship there. I don't
That's
remember the full
interesting. So
details.
even after all the Ryumago bullshit, there's still a
Yes. Well, so there's Ryumago bullshit, but the real bullshit doesn't come until like during like Ryumago has his bullshit, but it's not enough bullshit that he like alienates his New Japan friends. Because again, he was there for years and he has deep connections. He's boys with
yeah, great
Fujinami.
underrated guy in
Yeah,
Japan history. Watch the Fujinami matches
dude,
before.
incredible. Of course, Ryumago fucks that up because the real Ryumago bullshit comes during the New Japan run, which basically burns that. But it does get Aoyagi into New Japan. It gets him the Liger match, which we talked about at the beginning. It gets him matches with Shiro Koshinaka, which will be very important
Yes, my
in
beloved.
episodes. It's not even the ones that we love. It's actually there's ones in 1990 before
Oh
the other
wow!
one. I believe we have one of them, and I have never actually watched it, but I have heard things about it, and I need to.
Oh, I need to watch
Um,
that too because the famous one is an agenda match for me.
yes, and it will be an agenda match for us,
Yes.
probably not too far into the future. Um, but it gets him in New Japan. I think looking at how things go, I'm happy they went the way they did because the things that we got out of New Japan Aoyagi and what came after that because of the run, uh, they matter more to me than whatever the FMW run would have been. But I know the FMW run would have been fucking amazing.
Yeah, but we'll talk about very soon, right? There
Yes.
are Onita makes up for it with some of the
Yeah.
fucking most fucked fuckers of all time.
Onita
But
Onita Onita finds a gaggle, an
yeah,
assorted list, a rogues gallery of fighters,
and
and he makes the most of it.
it does lead to what we're getting to now, which would be our further reading section. There is a fourth Onita Oyagi match.
Yes, and it
Uh,
is not the same. I want to at least
no,
clarify that to
but
begin with.
it's
It is
very
not at all.
illustrative of like what the changes in FMW from where it starts to where it goes in '94.
Yes, it is a it is a it's cool because like you
Yeah, it's an
see
awesome match. It's not a different
yeah,
style fight necessarily, but it's a
I
fucking awesome match.
that match is awesome. I love it. It's a no rope barbed wire current blast barricade mat double hell death match, of course. Um, and it's really cool just because you get to see these guys 5 years later, like how they've grown. Atsushi Onita has really become the he has become known as the
God.
guy with the explosion melodrama, the god of the death match, everything. Masashi Aoyagi is bald now. Um,
I
like
was wondering if he fucked up in some way and he had to shave his head.
I think he just became a Heisei Ishingun guy, and they were all
Yeah.
like bald at that time.
They all shaved their heads.
Yeah, they were
More
going
than
skinhead
once.
mode. Yeah,
Oh
but they
man.
did it a lot.
We have so much to bring you,
We do. We
friend.
have so much to bring you. You have no idea. Um, but that match is really fun. Again, not. the same kind of match as these three, but you see shades of what they did then in this match. And it's just a really good time. And if you enjoy Onita death matches, this is probably one of the better ones of the era. In regards to Masashi Aoyagi, of course, the Pioneer Senshi run, maybe not the best career movie, at least in the short term. Uh, every single match that we have of Masashi Aoyagi and Pioneer Senshi is worth watching. The Aoyagi and Matsunaga against Ryumago and Takasugi tag is fucking awesome. We did not even we had the match, but it wasn't in good quality. But we got the TV broadcast that nobody had footage of. We got it like 3 years ago because the crew that did Champ Forum, they made a YouTube channel and they started posting old Champ Forum footage in like 1080p, like incredible stuff. And that was one of the things they posted, and it is fucking awesome. The Masashi Aoyagi versus Ryuma Go matches are disgusting. Like there are moments of disgust in the matches we talked about. The Aoyagi blood was crazy, but the first Aoyagi versus Ryuma Go match is so gruesome that when it kind of stops abruptly, it almost feels like it's a good thing because the way they are beating each other is beyond the scope of a wrestling match. It goes to the point that it feels. I mean, I'm just gonna be straight up with you. Ryumago's eye pops out at some point, like for real. It is a fucked up match, and it is incredible. The 10, they have another match that goes to a time limit draw, which in a different style fight means that it went through 10 rounds. Uh,
Jesus.
it is a long match to get through, but it is very rewarding. That one's great too. And yeah, I would honestly say that's all I'm going to say for the further reading for now, because I think anything else that I may mention, like I'm only mentioning matches I don't think we're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
Anything else I say, I'm just basically giving you a quick rundown on something we're going to do a lot more with in the future.
Yeah, because that's the thing about Aoyagi. He pops up in, like we said in the first episode, this is some of the coolest shit of all time. He is
Yes.
consistently popping up in the coolest shit of all time.
Yeah, no, there's
Over and
no way
over.
we're going to be able to ever avoid him. He will be ever present, omnipresent, in fact, within the Different Style Whites podcast.
Yes. Beautiful.
Beautiful,
So we
beautiful.
do we do have a question this
We
week
do.
um, from our friend Biz, and think this is a great one because it gets at a lot of what you and I have been talking about.
Yes.
But she wanted to know, right? What is the scope? What counts as a different style fight? And I think um, because we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah.
um,
It's
it's
our
more,
podcast, bitch.
yeah, it's more fun to have a broad interpretation. And we've
Yes.
talked about some of those, but she brought some great questions. She wants to know, do these count? The Andre versus Gorilla boxing match, the UWFI Vader run, and then another one of the great matches, the Mariko Yoshido versus Megami Fuji match, or matches, I guess, if you want to get
Yeah.
technical with it.
I think first off, great question from her, and great examples of like things to consider from her too. Those are three great matches to talk about. Um, the Andre versus Gorilla boxing match. I mean, I'd say that counts just off rip.
I think
Uh,
any wrestler versus boxer match counts. Um,
yes.
like I do think that like technically that counts, but also in terms of like fun,
Yeah.
that definitely counts because we want to talk about a few of those.
Yes, they're and I think that that does get to the core, and we literally just said it like 30 seconds ago. But I mean, it's our podcast, and we want to have fun with this. And there is some shit that I guess you could say like, it's not really different style, but like it's in the, it's closer to that universe than anything else. And I think it's fun to dip your toes into some of the shit. I think the Andre versus Gorilla boxing match is them doing something very interesting. it would be cool to just do an Andre episode because he's
Yeah,
actually done a few
every
of these.
Andre match is a fucking different style fight,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, that's a good point too. Inoki was onto something when he did the Andre
Yes.
different style fight. UWFI Vader, very interesting because that does kind of go into a realm that I'm kind of confused about it. The how much do we differentiate just straight up shoot style with different style? I think I
I think
don't
it
know about
pissed off
Vader.
Kimura enough
Yes,
that it has to
yes,
count. It must have been a different style.
yes. There. That is. I agree with that, and I think also Uh, maybe not all of UWFI Vader. No, fucking no. When I think about UWFI Vader, it's basically just Vader. He's just doing the wrestling stuff. He's throwing Vader hammers and doing the splash. He's really not doing anything different. Yeah, that's all a different style to me. Fuck
It's
it,
like
that'll
a
work.
proto battle arts.
Yes, yeah, and okay. No, I'm just gonna say Battle Arts. I don't know if we're gonna do anything from that. No, we're gonna do. I
Yeah,
just thought of one. We're gonna do
yeah.
some. Fuck.
Is
There's a lot of
Usuda
different style.
involved?
No,
Oh shit!
but someone we literally talked about on this episode is, and
Let's
it
go.
it, it will be a very interesting different style. And then Yoshida versus Fuji, yeah, sure. I mean, I'd say especially the singles. Actually, that is a
Yeah,
I'd say
yeah,
that's different style because that's Fuji coming in as like the sambo master. Like,
yeah. And she's it plays. It like falls into the same pattern of some of this stuff,
yes, it
where
does. It
she's
feels very
swallowing
similar.
up Yoshida, who in her own place and time is like the grappler,
Hmm.
and she's just getting swamped.
Yes,
And I think that's a hallmark of a different style fight. When
I
someone
think
comes
so
in
too.
with a different angle that is just like eating you alive.
Yeah, no, I think that's exactly right. I think out of the three mentioned, that's the one that I can so definitively say is a different style fight. Uh, Andre versus Gorilla, maybe on the borderline, but fuck it. And then Vader, I planned to say no when we came into this. I was like, I don't know. I feel like that's just shoot style. But now that I think about it, it's literally just Vader. He's not like pretending to do MMA. He's
Yeah,
doing
and it
Vader.
it
He's
that's
doing Vader
another one
moves.
that would be very very fun to dive into contextually because it has a lot of ripples
Yes.
into the worlds of wrestling and MMA.
Oh my
It's
god,
another
yes,
butterfly
actually.
effect
Yeah.
match. And it's different from what UWFI was presenting to that point.
It's
To
on
the
the
point
it's
that it
on
pissed a lot of people off,
yeah.
like the Hamada Onita match we were talking about.
Yeah. It pissed off one guy in particular to the point that
Yes.
he wrote many posts on his forum about Vader. Uh yeah, no, and I mean God, that is basically just the reverse of a different style fight too, because it's Vader the wrestler invading a shoot style fed and doing wrestling to shoot. Yeah, yeah, that's gonna be awesome. We're gonna do that. Fuck that. That's awesome. Thank you, Biz. Thank you. Oh,
Beautiful
God,
stuff.
very beautiful
Uh,
stuff.
if you don't fuck with these, I don't fuck with you.
Real as fuck. Get on the level.
And of course, our is it the next show that Matsunaga and Jelly Gray Man are in the main event?
Oh, you know what? I was gonna mention that for the further reading, but I forgot. The next show, there is a Matsunaga versus Onita singles match that is worth checking out as well. The show after that is the debut of the legendary Joey Grayman. And
Oh,
that
FMW, we love you, and we will talk about you soon. Oyagi, we will talk about you soon as well. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions about different style fights, hit us up on Twitter. I am
yes,
at
sir.
Literati. Jom is
Uh,
at maybe Jom. You'll find us. You know us.
yeah.
And I cannot wait to dig into next week. Can we get a little? Can we get a little teaser, a little preview? Where are we going next?
You know what? I mean, we're already at the frontier. I kind of feel like there's no point in just walking away from it. We gotta breathe in the air, see what's over the horizon. And I think I see a man that has a discipline that you know very well, Avi. A man that may or may not practice taekwondo.
Let's go. Sort of. Kung Fu
Yeah,
Taekwondo.
yeah.
We didn't do it like that.
You weren't watching the Bruce Lee footage to get
We
ready,
weren't. No, dude. So that's so funny. Like I did Taekwondo until I was like probably 15,
right?
and I got a black belt. But it was like one of those like very Americanized like after school program Taekwondo things.
Right, right, right.
And then the high school I went to was like an arts high school. So there was a lot of flexibility in your schedule. And the guy who taught classical guitar was actually like a karate guy. So he
Oh,
he in the dance building where the ballet whatever shit went down at the art school took place. He did a karate class,
wow.
and he was uh, now that I look back on it, suspiciously thrilled when I told him that I had a Taekwondo black belt. So he made me get my ass beat a bunch by him, but
Avi,
deep Avi
Avi,
lore, 16-year-old
Avi,
Avi getting the shit kicked out of
shit,
him at school every day.
by
But
a
one of
teacher.
one of yeah, by the classical guitar teacher slash and kind of like Oyagi and Matsunaga, he was a
Yeah,
little fellow. He was
yeah,
sawed off.
yeah.
But I will never forget watching Enter the Dragon. We did a lot of Taibo in there, but we did a movie day where we
Oh,
did Enter the Dragon.
wow.
And shout out to Mr. Miller because he let us watch the part with titties. But, in my experience, the the karate and Bruce Lee connection is there. The Taekwondo and Bruce Lee connection is there because I watched Into the Dragon after
Wow.
Mr. Miller fucking beat my ass in front of the class over and over.
Shit, man.
So tune in next week for some more deep lore from us.
Yes.
Maybe John will tell you about his different style fight at his job
Yes.
that
Yes.
happened
Yes, I
recently,
will.
and some more exploring the frontier, Captain Picard style.
Of course.
And uh, thank you so much for hanging with us, and I hope you will please go watch these goddamn matches if you haven't seen them,
Yes.
and report back. Report back to us on Twitter
We'd
because
love to hear.
yeah, we're excited about this project and the reception so far, and we've it's endless. 'Cause if you take it as a broad interpretation, there are so many of these things to talk about, and they're always fun.
The sun will die before we run out of different style fights. And the sun will also die before we run out of good different style fights.
Indeed. And these are three of the best. If last
Yes.
week, like it was we said, last week is the prototype, this is the proof of concept, and we are off to the fucking races.
Yes, sir.
And we will talk to you next week with more frontier
Goodbye.
martial arts wrestling. Goodbye, friends.